I feel like I'm coming out of this box where I'm actually really just owning who I really am. I can't believe I just filmed a video on astrology. Mercury Retrograde. 5 years ago, I would have thought that, talking about this is going to make me sound crazy. But yes, I did actually film a video on astrology and Mercury Retrograde, and this is the reason why you need to listen to it, because I have so much experience with it, okay? And I'm going to share with you, what actually happened and usually happens for me during Mercury Retrograde. I just had a bit of a drama yesterday, but also how I actually overcome it, okay? We can experience challenges, but the question is always, how do we overcome it, and how do we, look at my hair. How do we overcome it so that we can become better people and see the changes in our lives as we want it to, okay? So have a look, and please follow me on YouTube. So I thought I'd come on board and share with you guys a number of things that has been happening astrologically, what is happening in the sky. So these filters are great for that. It's the Mercury retrograde season, and what that means is the planet of communication in astrology, Mercury, is going backwards in the sky. So when you look at it with whatever equipment, I think when we observe it with our physical eyes, it looks like the planet is moving backwards in the sky. So if there's any better time for miscommunications, communication breakdown, relationship breakdown, delays, okay, muddled head, confusion, uncertainty, anxiety, these are one of those times where the shit is about to get real. I'll share with you a number of my experiences with Mercury retrograde, whether it is coincidence or not. As a lot of people, when I first started out on my astrology journey, I have these conversations with people, obviously arguing with me whether is real or is it based on scientific facts. Let's just put it this way: at this point in my life, it's not a point about whether I'm trying to disprove or prove my theory, right? Okay, I just know that astrology, planets do have an effect in us, in our lives as human beings. So whether we want to believe in that or not, it's really up to you. But you just have to observe the phenomenon and what is happening in the world around you, which actually just gives you a little bit more proof. Obviously, they will say, you see what you want to see, but hey, I'll share with you a number of my experiences with Mercury retrograde, whether it is coincidence or not. As a lot of people, when I first started out on my astrology journey, I have these conversations with people, obviously arguing with me. Astrology has really helped in me guiding my life direction and let me know what's up so that I can, better navigate my life, which has really helped. So let me share with you some very interesting things that usually happens during Mercury retrograde. Miscommunication really happens for me. We've astrology 101, okay? We are not our sun signs. We're not completely our sun signs. The sun sign, by that I mean, if you are born in March, then you're a Pisces baby. If you're born in if you're born in September, then you're a Virgo baby. But we are not, our personality is not completely made up of our sun sign. It's made up of your ascendant, your rising sign, which means how you show up to the world, and your moon sign. The moon sign being your deeper emotional consciousness. In fact, the moon sign is a very important element in describing your personality after your sun sign. So it represents, your emotional nature and how you typically feel on a day-to-day basis. So if you want to know more about yourself, you need to figure out what your moon sign is, okay? And if you need to figure that out, let me know. I can send you this Vedic astrology website that you can actually figure this one out for yourself, okay? So coming back to Mercury retrograde, miscommunications, big time. If there are things that are unresolved, things that are simmering underneath the surface that you actually haven't, really resolved with somebody, or it's like especially repetitive issues that keep coming up before, which you haven't actually resolved, they tend to come back again. And these are the times where you see tension that has been there before in the relationship that hasn't been actually resolved or spoken about. These are the times when you really will just come boiling up again, because see, Mercury retrograde happens typically 2 to 3 times in a year, and it's sort of like life's way of sort of, bringing us back to these stuff that we need to look at so that we can finally break through them and progress forward. And a lot of people, especially people in the astrology world, when they first know about Mercury retrograde, like, we dread it. I used to dread it so much. But what I've found and what I've really learned is that we move through these processes, and when life shows us these issues that we need to resolve, these are the times where we need to sort of, take a step back, breathe, and really look at these issues that that are presenting itself to us. These times are like opportunities, to resolve issues that are holding us back. And that's the beauty about life, right? We as individuals, and I'm sure you're the same, you've experienced like different parts of your life where you experience literally breakdown in communications, conflicts, just tough, like you feel like you're wading through this thick mud that is just not going anywhere. You just don't feel like you're going anywhere. And this happens only when you are trying to like literally fight against the current. And these times are one of those times where I strongly suggest that we don't try to push and shove, and just take a step back, take the time to sort of reflect, contemplate, reassess things and situations in your life. Are these the things that you want to see in your life? Are these the people that you want to see in your life? So Mercury retrograde can affect different parts of your life. So just because somebody is experiencing a relationship breakdown, it doesn't mean that you might. You might be seeing this, however, in your work life. You might be seeing this in your family life, right? By relationships, I mean your love relationship. So it really depends, and you need to sort of like really be aware of what issues are coming up for you, because that is the theme that is going to happen probably for the next 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how long the retrograde is going to happen. The other thing, can we actually rise above these energies? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can actually rise above these planetary astrological energies when we don't do what is predictable of us. Okay, call it like a game simulation, and this is the really fun part. I find this to be very interesting, because it's almost like as though we human beings behave in very predictable ways, and hence we have very predictable results. But when we don't behave in a predictable way, we don't do what typically human beings will do when we are faced with a problem, something different happens, because now we are in the unknown. Now we're working outside the matrix. That's the fun part. And astrology itself is like a good way of predicting what can happen, and really it's amazing. However, these predictive stuff actually only works within its own context. Is very limited. It can be very good for us, mind you. Whatever that happens usually with these predictive patterns or whatever, it's just life's way of pushing us forward, bringing us progress. But I'm talking about the challenges that comes as a result of that, as a result of growth. So growth is not easy, because we have challenges that we need to face, or demons, or dark sides that we need to face. But can we rise above them? Yes, we can. And I'm beginning to realize myself that I can be feeling anxious and uncertain. However, when you tap into a higher, deeper intelligence, universal force, what I call it, that's when something really, really amazing happens. We break free of the matrix. We break free of these influence of planets. We sort of elevate ourselves. Something, brothers and sisters, from my heart, incredible happens. And from my heart, I just want to share something with you, really, really important during these times where you could be facing challenges, right? Slow down, like really, really slow down. Just don't take things personally. Take a step back. Things show up in your life because it wants you to really look at it and see it for what it really is. as much as you can, try not to react. Very difficult because we are human beings with very strong ego personalities. I do have it too. But you know, really just connect to your heart. Our hearts have this amazing energy that it's like literally it's here that creates, that brings your intentions, your desires, your wishes, and your dreams. It's here that makes it happen. And I didn't really understand what that's all about, but I have experienced this way too many times where I manifest and attract things into my life through connecting to this. Okay, I keep thinking it's somewhere else, but not really. It's really here because all these people who are into neuroscience, practitioners of law of attraction, spiritual practitioners, they talk about this. And I'm beginning to realize it's here. Okay, so let me know how your Mercury retrograde season is going about. How are you feeling? Are you feeling not great? Yeah, happens. Okay, let me know, and let me know if this video helped.